Joining us right now, Alfred Garza III, the father of 10-year-old Amerie Jo Garza, one of the students killed in this massacre. I have to first ask you, obviously grief is a personal journey. How are you holding up?
It's kind of difficult, with all that's going on. But we're just taking it day by day.
Yeah. I know this was your only child. And I think that obviously this has been emotional for you, but this weekend was particularly emotional as you were kept out of a very important meeting releasing information. What can you tell us about what happened?
So to my understanding, this meeting was organized by the Southwest Texas Junior College, more specifically by Hector Gonzalez and his wife, Jacqueline, which I tried to contact the day prior and got no response. And when I showed up to the meeting, I was told to leave, that I was not welcome and that I was not on the list to be in that meeting. And I was told twice. I even verified that, hey, I was the dad of one of the students that passed away, and I was still told to leave. So I think it was.
Was it a misunderstanding? Because I mean, apparently, even lawmakers are saying that there was a list provided by the parents or the families of the victims, and then it was up to the families to decide who was going to be present. But your name wasn't on the list because you are still not with Amerie Jo's mom?
Right. If that was a list that was made by the families, well, obviously I wasn't included in that. So, after I was escorted out, I asked to speak to Mr. Gonzalez outside, and he refused to speak with me. And he just said I wasn't welcome there and that I wasn't on the list. So I had to leave.
So in a time when everybody is searching for answers, clearly this has been a confusing journey, a lot of blaming, a lot of finger pointing. Who do you believe is responsible for so much of the problem, and even starting with the police response on that horrible day?
I think there's going to be multiple people, multiple agencies. Like I stated before, this is just an intern investigation. The real investigation is going to come when the DA and the Texas Rangers finish their investigation and they collect all the data and all the information and they conclude what they find in that. So I think this is just kind of like more like just like I said, it's a summary. It's a summary of what happened that day, but some of the facts in that report can change. So I'm just trying to be patient with all this new information that's coming in, and I mean I don't know who to really blame at this point. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But there's multiple people, multiple agencies that are to blame for this.
When we, as a national media organization, we hear what's happening on the ground there. We report it to the whole country, but everybody's talking about this. What are they saying in your community, in your neighborhood? Does everybody blame the police chief? Are they still angry over the officer's response? Are they feeling that it's just systemic failures, as this report released, that there were problems up and down the line?
Right. It's a combination of all those things. I mean, people are saying that it's, Pete Arredondo, it's the local PD, but like I said, there's more information still coming in. I mean, there was multiple agencies there, not just, Uvalde PD, DPS was there, Border Patrol was there. So there was multiple agencies there inside that building. So, I mean, we know that there was an array of errors made, and we'll just have to wait and see, what the investigation concludes and what they state.
I know that they just recently released videos and did not give the families a chance to see that video first. And that was upsetting to you, right?
Yes, it was very upsetting. I think it was insensitive of that news station to release that video or leak it before we had a chance to view it. And I believe, to my knowledge, they were told that not to air that video or play that video because, that was something that was going to be done for us on Sunday, and they still released it.
Yeah, that was the Austin American-Statesman newspaper releasing that video without contacting the families prior. I just have one more question for you. State Representative Dustin Burrows says that he doesn't understand why you were blocked out of that private meeting this weekend. There are other meetings that are scheduled to be held for the family members. And again, you'd have to be on a list. But Has he reached out to you? Has any lawmaker, anybody, any official reached out to you to apologize or find out what the circumstances were with why you couldn't get into that meeting?
No. Yesterday, I was even at the public meeting at 4 o'clock. I didn't have an opportunity to ask my question. But from from the meeting, the answer was that they didn't have control over who was and who was not inside that meeting. They were invited by the mayor. I then got with the mayor, and the mayor said that the Southwood Texas Junior College was responsible for coordinating and organizing the meeting and the list of people who were going to be in there. So that's what I was told.
What would you have asked? What would you have asked in that meeting?
Who made the list and why was I kicked out?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the father of one of the children. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
I have no idea what's going on with that, but hopefully I'll get some answers here soon.
All right, Alfred Garza III, thank you very much, and again, our condolences to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Our coverage. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.